Your cat has already decided whether you're their person, not their food source, their person. And they decided it in moments so small you never noticed. A blink, a bite, one word at the door. There are 16 of these tests. Your cat knows your score. You don't. And at least one you've been failing for years. Let's begin. Number 1, the 10-second door test. This one has a soundtrack, and it starts the second you walk through your front door. Pay attention to the next 10 seconds because your cat already is. You open the door, they hear it, and the grating begins before your keys hit the counter. Maybe they trot over, tail straight up with the tip curled into a little question mark. A greeting cats reserve almost only for someone they're truly glad to see. A flag that says, "Oh good, it's you." Then the chirp, the face dragged across your shin, the slow figure 8 around your ankles while you're still half out of your coat. It looks like a welcome. It's also a question. Did being gone all day change how you treat me? And here's what people never realize they're graded on. Not whether you scoop them up for a 5-minute cuddle, but whether you acknowledge the ritual at all. A soft word back, a lowered hand, one slow blink. That's a pass, confirmation the bond survived your absence. But brush past them, eyes on your phone day after day, and you teach them the welcome isn't worth performing. The trot gets shorter, the tail stops rising. Not less love, a ritual quietly dying. Test 2, the invisible circle. Here's something almost nobody notices. Sometimes your cat doesn't come to be petted, doesn't rub on you, doesn't ask for anything. They just drift near you. A slow loop around the room, then they settle a few feet away, sometimes with their back half turned toward you. That detail matters. A cat that sits with its back to you is telling you it doesn't need to watch you because it doesn't consider you a danger. But notice, they're close enough that it's clearly deliberate, yet never touching. Your instinct is to reach for them. Don't, because that near but not touching is the test, and grabbing too fast is exactly how you fail it. What they're measuring is control. Who decides when contact happens, you or them? In cat society, patience isn't just polite, it's currency. Proof you're safe. Sit still and let them circle without lunging, and you've said the one thing they need to hear. Your space is yours, I won't take from you. The reward? Cats carry scent glands in their cheeks, so when they finally press their face into you, they're tagging you as theirs, as home. But lunge first, and they'll quietly file you as someone who takes. And cats never forget who takes. Test 3, the language built only for you. Here's a fact that should stop you cold. Adult cats barely meow at each other. Kittens meow to their mothers. I'm cold, I'm hungry, I'm here. But grown cats fall silent with their own kind and switch to scent, posture, and the flick of a tail. The meow gets retired, except with you. Your cat looked at a giant of another species who clearly couldn't read scent or tails and made a decision. They brought the meow back, pointing the one baby language that gets a response straight at you. Some cats even develop specific sounds for specific people, a vocabulary built for an audience of one. So when they meow and then watch you, and they do watch, this is the test. Does the language still work? How fast do you react, and what rides in your voice? Cats read tone with unnerving accuracy. Your flat "what now" lands like a slammed door. Your gentle "hey, what is it" lands like one opening. Answer with warmth, and you pass the one that matters most. But snap at them again and again, and they do the saddest thing a cat can do. They go quiet. Not calm, quiet. They've stopped expecting an answer. Test 4, the belly trap. Now the most misread move in the entire cat playbook. Your cat flops over, rolls onto their back, and exposes their soft belly right in front of you. Every instinct screams, rub it. For most cats, don't, because this is a trap, not a cruel one, but a test, and the belly rub is usually the wrong answer. The belly is where every vital organ sits, completely unprotected. A cat showing it isn't begging for a scratch. They're making themselves utterly defenseless on purpose, in your presence. That's not an invitation to touch. It's a declaration of trust so total it has No clean human equivalent. The test is whether you can receive that trust without exploiting it. Talk softly, blink slow, maybe a gentle chin scratch, and you pass. A rare few cats genuinely love belly rubs and will tell you so by staying relaxed, but most are handing you their vulnerability, not their stomach. Dive straight for the belly and get a fistful of claws, and you've taught them the exact lesson they feared most. Dropping their guard around you gets punished. And a cat that learns that lesson once will think very hard before dropping its guard again. Test 5. The one of us. Lick. Every so often, your cat does something that feels minor and is actually enormous. They lick you. A few rough scrapes of that sandpaper tongue across your hand, your arm, even your hair. People laugh it off as a quirk. It isn't. In the wild, cats only groom each other within their own tight family group, the cats they consider blood. It's called allogrooming, and it's how a colony says you are one of us. So when your cat licks you, they are not playing. They have quietly slotted you into their family, the same category as their own kin, and they're performing the single most intimate social act they know. When they groom your hair especially, they're treating you almost exactly like another cat. The test is subtle. Do you stay still and let it happen, or do you flinch and pull away? Yank back every time and you reject the bond they offered, but let them groom you, even for 3 seconds, and better yet, stroke them gently in return, your version of grooming back, and you've accepted full membership into a family that decided to make room for an entirely different species. Test 6. The bathroom test. Here's one you've probably never counted as a test because it's so constant you stopped noticing. Your cat follows you, room to room, into the kitchen, down the hall, and yes, into the bathroom, sitting patiently outside a door you very deliberately closed. People assume it's about food or boredom. Often it's neither. Cats are territorial creatures who feel safest in full control of their own space. So choosing to abandon their favorite warm spot just to trail a human around the house means something big. They're treating you as the most interesting territory in the building. You're not a roommate they tolerate. You're the moving center of their world, and part of them is keeping a quiet eye on you, the way they'd watch over anything they're bonded to. The test is gentle. Do you let them be part of your day, or do you shut doors and shoo them off? You don't owe them every single room. But a cat that's shadowed you for years is asking the same small question on a loop. Can I just be where you are? And the answer they're reading is simply whether you mind. Test 7. The eye contact trap. Let's start with the one almost everyone gets backwards. We grew up believing love means eye contact. Hold the gaze, lock in, show you care. So when our cat looks at us, we stare right back, wide and steady. To your cat, that isn't affection. It's a threat. A hard, unblinking stare is what a predator does in the half-second before it strikes, or what a rival does when it wants you gone. So when you lock eyes and hold it, you think you're saying, I love you, but you're saying, state your business. The real signal of trust is the opposite of intensity, the slow blink. That lazy, half-asleep closing of the eyes your cat gives you from across the room. Understand what it costs them. A cat's eyes are its entire early warning system, and closing them on purpose in front of you means switching off the one thing keeping it alive. That isn't sleepiness, it's a sentence. You are not on the list of things I fear. Researchers at the University of Sussex proved you can answer it. Slow blink at a cat, and it will likely blink back, then want to come closer. So pass test 1, never stare back hard. Blink slow, right back. Test 8. The trophy on your doorstep. At some point, your cat brings you something. A toy dropped at your feet. A hair tie carried across the house in their mouth. Or, if they go outside, something far less pleasant, left on your doorstep like a trophy. Your reaction is probably disgust. Theirs is pride, and this is one of the most loaded tests they run. A cat bringing you prey is doing one of two profound things. Sharing their catch with someone they consider family, or teaching you to hunt, the exact behavior a mother performs for kittens who can't yet feed themselves. Indoor cats with no real prey will substitute toys, dragging their kill to you for the very same reason. Either way, the subtext is staggering. They think you're worth providing for, or they think you need looking after. The test is your response. You never have to touch the gift. But acknowledge it. A warm voice, a thank you, a moment of eye contact. Brush it away with revulsion, and you've rejected an offering that cost them real effort and meaning. Receive it warmly, and you confirm what they suspected. You're worth giving to. Test 9. The quivering tail. Here's a signal that flashes for half a second and then is gone, which is exactly why you've missed it. Your cat spots you, across the room, or the moment you walk in, and their tail shoots straight up, and then the tip, or sometimes the whole thing, starts to vibrate. A fast little shiver, like the tail is buzzing. People rarely catch it, and almost nobody knows what it means. This is the single most excited a cat's body language ever gets. The upright tail already says, "I'm glad it's you," but the quiver cranks that all the way up. It's the difference between a polite nod and someone whose whole face lights up the second they see you. It's reserved for the humans a cat is genuinely thrilled by, and it's involuntary. They can't fake it, which makes it one of the most honest readings you'll ever get. The test isn't about a perfect response, it's simply about noticing. Catch that quiver, say their name, soften your face, and you've met their excitement with your own. Miss it every time, and the most enthusiastic greeting they own goes unanswered. Test 10. The paw on you. You're sitting still, and your cat reaches out and rests a single paw on you. Your arm, your hand, your knee. No claws, no grabbing, just one paw, placed and left there. It's such a small thing that most people barely register it. They should. A paw is one of a cat's most important tools and most sensitive areas. It's how they hunt, balance, and defend themselves. Choosing to lay one flat against you, unarmed and relaxed, is a deliberate point of contact, a way of saying, "I'm here, and I want to stay connected to you." Sometimes it's a quiet request for attention. Sometimes it's reassurance, a check-in, the way a person rests a hand on someone's shoulder. And sometimes, the moment you start to get up, that paw lands on you as a soft stay. The test is whether you treat that small touch as nothing or as the bid for closeness it actually is. Rest your hand gently over the paw, or just stay where you are a little longer, and you've answered it. Shake it off without a thought, and you've brushed away a hand that was reaching for yours. Test 11. The laundry thief. Here's a mystery every cat owner has solved wrong. You set down a warm pile of laundry, turn away for 1 minute, and your cat is already curled up in it. And not the clean side, the worn pile, the shirt you sweated in all day, the bag you carry everywhere. You assume they just like soft, warm things. That's only half of it. The real reason is scent. To a cat, your smell is the single most reassuring thing in the entire house, and your worn clothes are soaked in it. When you're gone, sleeping wrapped in your scent is how an anxious cat soothes itself. It's the closest thing they have to you when you're not there. So that annoying habit of stealing your dirty hoodie is actually a quiet confession. You are my safe place, and even your smell calms me down. The test here is gentle and forgiving. You don't have to surrender your wardrobe, but understand it for what it is and maybe leave them one worn shirt in their favorite spot. Do that, and you've handed an anxious creature a piece of you to hold on to every time you walk out the door. Test 12. The love bite. This one feels like a contradiction. Your cat is happily letting you pet them, purring even, and then they bite you. Not hard enough to hurt, usually. Just a sudden grab of your hand in their teeth, held for a second, then released. Most people read it as aggression and pull away offended. Often it's the opposite. Gentle, controlled nibbles that don't break skin are a form of affection, a leftover from how cats groom and play with those they're bonded to, a kind of "I like you," delivered with teeth. But there's a second version you have to learn to tell apart. The overstimulation. Bite. When petting has gone on a beat too long, the skin starts to twitch and the tail flicks. That harder nip isn't anger either. It's a boundary, a clear "that's enough for now." The test is whether you can read which is which. Take the love bite as the rough affection it is, and back off the instant you spot the overstimulation signs and you pass on both counts. You've shown you can receive their affection and honor their limits. Punish either one, and you teach them that their honest signals get them in trouble. Test 13, the comfort check. This is the one that quietly breaks people. You're having a bad day, crying, sick in bed, sitting somewhere too still for too long, and your cat, who an hour ago wanted nothing to do with you, appears. They jump up, settle close, maybe press into your side, and just stay. Cats are creatures of pattern, and they read you far more closely than you think. Your voice, your movements, your routine, even the way your scent shifts when you're upset. When something is off with you, they notice. And many cats, the ones truly bonded to a person, answer that wrongness by moving closer instead of pulling away. They can't fix anything, they don't fully understand it, but they've decided that when your world tilts, their place is right next to you. That is not nothing. It's one of the most genuine forms of devotion a cat can offer because they're choosing you over comfort, over routine, over the nap they'd rather be taking. The test isn't about doing something right. It's about letting them in. Don't shoo them off because you wanted to be alone in it. Let them sit. They came on purpose. Test 14, the backwards greeting. Now the test that looks frankly insulting. Your cat trots over to greet you and then, at the last second, turns around and presents you with their rear end. Tail up, full view, right in your face if you're unlucky. Your instinct is that this is rude or that they've lost interest halfway through. The exact opposite is true. In cat society, sniffing rear ends is how they read one another. It's a formal exchange of identity, a handshake written entirely in scent. So when your cat backs up and offers you theirs, they're extending the most polite greeting they know, treating you precisely as they'd treat a trusted fellow cat. They're saying here, confirm it's me, we're good. They don't actually expect you to sniff, but the gesture itself is an offering of trust, an assumption that you belong in their inner circle. The test is whether you react with warmth or with disgust. You don't have to do anything but acknowledge them. A calm voice, a light scratch at the base of the tail, which most cats love. Shove them away in revulsion, and you've snubbed what was, in their own language, a genuinely respectful hello. Test 15, the lean. This one is almost too quiet to notice, which is exactly what makes it the truest. Your cat is near you, and instead of sitting upright and self-contained the way cats usually do, they let their body tip, leaning their full weight into your side, resting their chin on your arm, flopping their head against your hand and just leaving it there. It looks lazy. It's actually profound. A cat is a control animal. Even asleep, most keep some part of themselves ready to move. Their default setting is poised, so choosing to hand you their weight, to go soft and let you partly hold them up, means switching that readiness off completely. It's the physical version of everything else in this video at once. The guard fully down, the body unbraced, the trust made literal. There's no clever response required here. Just don't break it. Don't shift. Don't reach for your phone. Don't stand up. Let them rest their weight on you for as long as they want. Because a cat that leans into you isn't just comfortable. They've decided, with their whole body, that you are the safest place in their entire world. Test 16, the highest honor a cat can give. And the last one is the deepest of all. Your cat climbs onto you, settles in, and their paws start pushing. Slow, rhythmic, in and out, kneading you like dough. Making biscuits. Often they'll purr, half close their eyes, maybe even drool a little, lost somewhere far away. It might prick through your clothes. Here's where it comes from. Kittens need their mother's belly to bring down milk. It's the very first thing they ever do that means safe, warm, fed, home. Most cats grow out of it. But when an adult cat needs you, they have reached back and pulled that oldest, most primal memory of comfort straight out of kittenhood and aimed it at one single person. They are, in the most literal way a cat can manage, treating you like their mother. the original source of safety itself. There is no higher score than this, and the test isn't even about doing anything right, it's whether you understand what you're being handed. So next time those little paws start pushing and you almost nudge them off, don't. You're not being clawed, you're being chosen. Know at last the moment of truth. Out of all 16 tests, how many is your cat passing with you? Count them up and drop your number below. 8? 10? All 16? I want to see it. And one rule, if it's lower than you hoped, don't be sad. Half these are tests your cat is still deciding whether to trust you with. So, comment your score. Then comment the one test you're going to start passing this week.